Diane Allen, and welcome to This Is Me. Thank you for joining me for my special Thanksgiving edition of Cooking with Diane, along with my grandchildren.
Hi, my name is Nevaeh.
Hi, my name is Samaj.
I'm RJ.
And I'm Nia.
And we want to say,
Happy Thanksgiving!
All right, welcome back. Thanksgiving for me is all about being thankful and surrounding ourselves with family. So I always remember growing up, and when it was Thanksgiving, we would always go over to my grandmother's house and we would have so much fun. And I just remember cooking along with my grandmother, and those warm memories are always will stay with me, and I want to share those same type of memories with my grandchildren. So we're going to be starting our recipes for apple pie and our pumpkin pie with my granddaughters, Nevaeh and Nia. The guys will be joining us later because we just don't really have enough room for all of us to be on the camera at one time. So we're going to be starting with the apple pie. And so Nia, she's going to be putting together all of her ingredients for our apple pie. Apples, we have brown sugar, regular sugar, we have some
I think that's cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
And we also have a pinch of
Ground nutmeg.
nutmeg. We have some
Flour.
And
salt.
salt. So we're gonna have a little bit of vanilla. We're gonna combine all these things together, and we're gonna stir them all up. So Nia, you're gonna be doing that, okay? And Nevaeh, she's gonna be working on the pumpkin pie filling. All right, so Nia is going to be adding a half cup of brown sugar. And again, we made our own brown sugar by just adding some molasses to our cane sugar. So you don't really need to go out and buy brown sugar. You can make your own. And we're going to be adding a half cup of regular cane sugar and a half cup of brown sugar. And we also have a pinch of nutmeg and a teaspoon of cinnamon, and we have a teaspoon of salt, and we have 2 teaspoons of
4 tablespoons.
Oh, 4
tablespoons of
flour. Okay. And we're going to be adding a teaspoonful of vanilla. And we also have let our apples soak in some lemon juice as well. So we're going to stir that all together. And that's going to be our filling for our apple pie. Now once we've stirred that together, we're going to let that sit. And then all we need to do is actually just roll out our dough and put it in, put our filling in it. And so one of the secrets of a good pie crust is extremely cold butter. So once you finish that, we're going to work on our crust, and then we're going to put in our filling, our apple pie filling. Now we're going to put together our crust, and so we're going to be measuring out two and a half cups of flour. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar, and we have a half a cup of butter. Okay.
Really cold butter.
Really cold, ice cold butter, and we have some also, we're going to be adding ice cold water. All right. So we're going to measure those out, and we're going to make our crust.
We're all done with our pie crust, and now it's time to put it in the fridge to chill. Meanwhile, Nevaeh is going to start her pumpkin pie filling.
So we're back with Nevaeh. She's going to be doing the pumpkin pie filling. And so we're just going to go right on down the line with our ingredients, and she's going to be adding them right to the bowl. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to start off with our pumpkin, and that is 2 cups of pumpkin. And to that, we're going to be adding a cup and a half of sugar. Now, if you're watching your diet, this is not a recipe for that. We're going to be adding the whole can of condensed milk with that. And after that, we're going to be adding all our nice warm spices. So we're going to be adding 1/4 of each of these spices, which is ginger. We're going to be adding a little bit of allspice. Just a little bit. That's good. And we're going to be adding some nutmeg, 1/4. And we're going to be adding cinnamon. And we're going to just be adding a pinch of cloves. Just a pinch. You can just put some in your hand and just add that. Some of our spices can be overpowering, so you just want to make sure you don't add too much. You can stir that. And now we're going to add 3 separated eggs. And we do want to add a pinch of salt along with that too. And we want to add a little bit of flour just to help bind all of that together. And what we're going to do is we're going to whip up our egg white, and that's going to be the last thing that we put into our pumpkin pie filling, and it'll be ready to put into our crust. And that's it for our pumpkin pie. So we're going to whip this up, and then once we whip it up, we're going to add it to our pumpkin pie filling.
Next, we'll be folding in the egg whites into the pumpkin pie filling.
And that's exactly what you're not going to stir. You're going to fold.
Now we have our pie crust, and now we're going to roll it out.
Hold in one direction. Okay, we have rolled out our dough, and now all we got to do is put our filling in and then put our top crust on.
Okay.
Let it rip.
Yummy.
Okay. That's good. We're going to dab this with some butter. We're going to get some butter, and we're going to dab it with butter, and then we're going to put our top crust on. Okay?
Okay. We put butter on top of our apple pie filling, and now we're going to roll out the top crust and get ready to put it in the oven.
We're back, and we're about ready to put our apple pie into the oven, and I'm just going to add a little milk with some sugar just to help the browning process. So that's another little baking trick I learned. So that's all we're doing here is just brushing on a little bit of sugar milk, and that's going to help give it a nice little brown little color to it. And we're going to go in the oven, and we're going to start on our pumpkin pie. And see you back later. Okay, so now we're back with our pumpkin pie, and all we're going to do is roll out our dough. We only need one crust, our bottom crust, and we're going to fill it with our filling and put it in the oven. So we're going to roll out Faye's going to roll out the crust, and we're going to fill it.
Our pumpkin pie is already finished, and now we're going to put it in the oven.
Alright, so here I am with my handsome grandsons, and they're now going to be cooking some of our side dishes. My granddaughters did the dessert, so they're going to be helping me with some side dishes. So RJ, he's going to be doing the cornbread dressing, and in Samaj, he's going to be doing our vegetables, which we're going to be doing is a cornbread, it's corn pudding. So we have cornbread dressing, and we have corn pudding for our vegetable. For our cornbread dressing, we're going to start off with our baked cornbread. We're going to crumble that up together. We have some diced celery, and we have multi peppers. We have some mushrooms, and we have some diced onions, and of course some garlic, and of course we're going to have some sweet Italian sausage. So, and we're going to mix that all up together. We're going to put some milk and some chicken broth. All of that's going to go into our stuffing, in our dressing. And over here, we have for our corn pudding, we're going to have whole corn. We're going to have some evaporated milk, eggs, a little bit of sugar, and some flour. And we're going to put all of that together in a casserole dish, and that's going to be for our corn pudding. So RJ is going to get started by cooking our sausage, and we're going to cook that, and then after that we're going to saute our vegetables and put it all together. And Samaj, he's going to start with putting in our corn and eggs. He likes the eggs. And we're going to have some butter and some flour. We're going to put all our casserole together for that and put it in our casserole dish, and that's going to go in the oven. So we'll be back.
So now I'm going to crumble my cornbread and add all my other ingredients for the cornbread dressing. Now I'm going to add my sausage.
You're going to add sauteed vegetables.
Now I'm going to add my sauteed vegetables. Now I'm going to add chicken broth and eggs.
So we'll put in about 3 eggs. Okay.
Now we have all of our ingredients mixed up. Now we're going to put them in our casserole dish and put them in the oven to bake.
That's it. Samaj, get ready.
And now we're ready to put it in the oven.
We mixed up our ingredients. Now we need to put our corn
Pudding.
pudding in the bowl.
So we're going to put our corn pudding in the dish, and this is our last dish. And Samaj, he has been so patient. He's the youngest one, the youngest grand. He is the youngest grand. And
But I'm only in first grade.
yeah, you're in first grade, yeah, but you are the youngest grandchild. But you have been so patient, and you've been working so hard today with us. So I want to say thank you, Samaj. You did such a great job doing this corn pudding too. So now we're going to put it in the bowl, and this is going to go in the oven. And we're going to put it in the oven.
Now we're gonna put it in the oven.
Okay.
Now we will be making some whipped cream for my apple pie. So first we're gonna add some heavy whipped cream.
1 cup.
1 cup of heavy whipped cream. Next we're gonna add 1 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. You wanna add it?
Hold it over the bowl just in case. Okay, that's good.
Next we'll be adding 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar.
Now it goes into the mixer.
Now we're going into the mixer. This is my homemade whipped cream topping for my apple pie. And this is my apple pie. And here is my pumpkin pie.
And this is my cornbread dressing with Italian sausage.
That's my corn pudding casserole.
So thank you for joining me for my special Thanksgiving edition with my grandchildren. Although this is not all of them, so we have Kai and Desire and my Nisha, who's not with us, and we love all of them. But I want to thank you guys for coming on my show. You guys did wonderful, and we just want to say happy
Thanksgiving!
Until the next time, this is me.
And don't forget about the whipped cream.